Hi guys, it's Bree. Today we'll be looking at the Bone Witch and checking out solo leveling. So it should be interesting. Stay tuned. Okay, so the Bone Witch. We have this little tiny girl who, oh no, happens to come from a land where people are darker than the people from the rest of the land that she was in. Her brother dies and she is so upset because this brother was so special to her that he is buried, and like minutes later she throws herself on his grave like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you died. She raises him from the dead and everybody's like, what the? Naturally. So of course her family freaks out, but it so happens that there's this witch who is like her, a dark witch, that pops up and goes like, I am here to help and guide you. She collects her and takes her to this place where you train what is known as an asha. Ashas are these powerful witches that happen to have, they all have these special necklaces, okay, that swirl with the color of your magic, and theirs swirls silver, okay, so it's a silver swirl.
So they're going to this place where there are other ashas that have different powers, but they are the only ones in that area that can raise the dead. And that's this big deal. Of course, people freak out because not only can they raise the dead, but they can make you do stuff through compulsion. And they're really needed because there were these monsters that were created by like the first dark fake prince. Because there's this whole story how he usurped the throne from his brother after being a lying cheat.
Anywho's, so he creates these creatures because he's upset and he wanted to rule the world, but he couldn't do it properly. And now every few years you have to raise them up and put them back down. It hasn't been working out very well, so they need help. Anyway, this little girl goes to this little special village where they're training ashas. She goes through a series of experiences. She has to deal with culture differences. She has to deal with people who are different. And in the midst of this, of course, she starts learning about her powers and she starts improving. Now, I guess this wouldn't be a proper young adult novel if there wasn't any random romance. I don't know.
So there's a prince. She's like, oh, the prince. Because she meets him on her way. She's like, oh, the prince.
But the prince and his family members, so his brother and his cousin, become important parts of the story in helping her learn about her powers, helping her understand what's happening in the kingdom, and providing her different types of support that, unlike the Poppy War, which isn't like she is eager to become like them. She recognizes that everyone has different skills, and so she learns from them. Going back, so why is it similar to solo leveling?
Because solo leveling also has this weird darkness, raising people from the dead, having them walk around like shadows behind you, right? And you being able to summon them to do things on your behalf and then send them back. So you are left with a story that is solo leveling, right? So you're raising things from the depths of whatever, the grave.
And you are making them become your army. Meet Memoirs of a Geisha.
Asha's having to go and entertain these men at tea houses, and I'm like, ugh.
Meet the Poppy War, where she's young, she's skilled.
She's, the rejected dark girl. And she ends up going somewhere where she has to learn. There's magic, there are a lot of creatures. She actually becomes competent at fighting. But unlike the Poppy War, she's cool. She's not dumb. She doesn't speak unnecessarily. She's admirable.
I like her. This was a good book. Read it.